Bridal party getting put out of Airbnb on wedding day.
It's fucking ridiculous. If the bride came to get her hair and makeup done, and we have to be at the venue, what? We have 2 hours? Where we gonna go for 2 hours? We're in the middle of nowhere.
I'm the one that actually went viral on TikTok regarding about kicking out a bride.
I'm the bride from the Airbnb video that the hairstylist posted.
A bride and a bridal party have been kicked out of an Airbnb. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. My name is Sessa and you're welcome to Sessa Spill. We're literally spilling about the story of a bride who got kicked out of an Airbnb for having more than the intended number of guests. Hey guys, I'm gonna allow us listen to the Airbnb host and the bride and the hairstylist who narrated everything on social media, and I will be back.
Yeah, we got put out that Airbnb, but she ain't ruined nothing. So I'm gonna give y'all a story time. Let's start from the beginning for the slow people in the back. Okay. I'm from Louisiana. I was hired to do a wedding in Montgomery, Texas. I don't know anything about Montgomery, Texas. I do know it looked a little weird when I was looking up Airbnbs and hotels, so I chose to stay in Spring, Texas. I want to say it took us about 45 minutes to drive there, so we were not there long at all. I set up my stuff. I curled up 2 people. However, I did have 10 people to do, so the bride had her own stylist. We also could not get in the venue until 12. So when the bride's stylist arrived, that took us over the limit of 6 people. At that point, the host was actually contacted and we were like, hey, we're going to have an overlap. You know, it's going to be a 7th person here only for about 10 minutes, but 3 people are about to go. She then said we had to go. We could not stay there. She does not allow that many people. So now the bride is like, okay, everyone can leave now. Can I just stay? Because her stylist was outside. The host then says you have 30 minutes to leave or I'll call the sheriff's office. At that point, we're like, whoa, this escalated quickly. Why would you weaponize the police? Y'all, it was literally 9 a.m. We were so quiet. It was so I just don't understand why you would put a bride out and we're basically begging. We do understand though that rules are rules, so we just peacefully left. We did lose hours that we needed in getting ready, but hey, everything worked out. The bride was pleased. She was beautiful. The bridesmaids were beautiful. The venue was beautiful. The enemy was just busy. The mother of the bride did contact Airbnb and she is getting a full refund, and I believe the host page is down.
Trust tyranny!
Period. So I'm here to tell my story because I think it's really, really important for everybody to know, because I've been being harassed like nonstop. And I don't think that's right, because as you know, people only react on what they see. So I think it's better to tell my story. I've got a booking that was booked by a man checking in on September 12th. And on the booking, it shows only 2 people in there. And, you know, as a host, I would like to communicate with my guests prior to them coming over, just to give them a reminder about how to check in. So on September the 12th, before check-in, I sent a message to the male booker and send him the information on how to check in. And I also tried to confirmed also on my message that I saw that there's only 2 of you and we are so excited to host both of you. And then I got a message from a woman, which is the guest, saying thank you. I said, okay, everything's okay. So that's the 12th. The check-in time is at 3 o'clock p.m. The second day, which is September the 13th, I got a message from the female guest telling me, letting me know that there's gonna be people coming over and there's gonna be a lot of cars, and she just want to make sure that I'm aware because it's her wedding day. And this is new to me. I didn't know there's gonna be a wedding or she's gonna be a bride. She never communicated to me regarding about wedding. So she said that her guest needed a place to stay because the wedding venue is not open until before 12 o'clock. And I was thinking like, why you just told me about this? You know, if this is your big day and you planned for this for a while and you've been communicating with the wedding venue, you should know that their check-in time is not before 12. But apparently what I gathered is that I think she booked the property for, the wedding party, which I wasn't aware of. And we do have requirements, right, for our guests, because as a host, we created our own house rules. So one of the house rules is that I do need all the IDs from all the people that's actually staying on our property. Either they stay there, hang out, or stay there overnight or sleep overnight. I do need to have those IDs. This is my home. It's very special to me. This is personal. I just want to make sure the people who are those people coming in. And I never got that. And the second thing is that one of the other rule that we have is we only allowed 3 cars that can be parked in our property, and there is no street parking. There's 6 cars, and there's cars parked outside. So that's actually broken the rule. You have to understand, this is all about respect. If you're going to somebody's property, you need to communicate. I have no problem if she communicated with me and letting me know about the bridal party. How could I kick her out? Ask her, how many people do you have? I even asked her, do you need place? I can find some place for them to stay. And I even suggested Margaritaville, and she said no, they're not going to be going in there. And then after that, there's other rules that she actually broke. So in this case, I cannot make my own decision. I do have to call Airbnb, and I got Airbnb involved, because the way that she presented it to me, she's not asking me permission. She's telling me what she's going to do. And that's the reason why I called Airbnb and told them about the rules that she actually broke. I've never communicated with the male booker. And then when I told her that you need to follow the policies and the rules, and she said, oh, I don't know how to tell my dad. Now it made me think like, oh, okay, maybe the male booker is her dad, or maybe her fiance. I don't know. And the thing is that if you have 6 cars in the parking lot, how many people do you think inside the house? We can't see inside the house. We don't have cameras. We give our guests privacy. I didn't even know that she has cars and she got people in there until she messaged me. And then I tried to communicate with her about the policies, and it seems like she's trying to prove her point, and I can't go farther with her. So when I called Airbnb, of course, Airbnb wanted to get all the information. Okay, they have to evaluate the host and they have to evaluate the guest. So Airbnb did their thing. Unfortunately, Airbnb was not able to get hold of this female guest, because I believe she's not answering their call. So Airbnb contacted me back, and I told Airbnb and I said, hey, how can I move forward on this one? Because I am not comfortable anymore of them staying in there, because really, I don't know how many people inside the house. She's not telling me how many people inside the house. So I told Airbnb, said, well, Reina, what do you think you would feel like doing? And I said, well, maybe I can call a cop. And of course, Airbnb can't really tell us what to do. So I told Airbnb like, hey, if I call a cop, that would be okay. And Airbnb said, so whatever is you're comfortable doing, you can absolutely do that because it's your property. So I messaged the female guest, and I told her, and I said, hey, I want you to vacate the property. I'll give you 30 minutes, and if you don't, I will call the cop, which I never did. Okay, no, I never called the cop, and I don't have a brother cop. Okay, so when I sent that information, she sent me a really nasty text or messages, and I knew I can't. No, I'm not comfortable. Okay, so this is my property, and I'm not comfortable with it. If she is not willing to be honest with me, I don't respect that. So what happened was that I did not hear back from her, and I said, oh, okay, well, maybe Airbnb is still, communicating with them. As a host, we cannot, cancel somebody's reservation. You really have to go through Airbnb, and Airbnb will assist you doing it. So when Airbnb said the cancellation, the reservation is already canceled because they have all the proof that the guests are breaking a lot of rules, house rules. So Airbnb made the decision that they can actually, cancel the reservation. And then after that, never heard from them. I said, oh, okay, well, hopefully, they get it. We never called a cop. I got a tag on TikTok, and the tag is them showing their experience on my Airbnb. And after that, I realized, oh, okay, maybe they're gone already because, it shows on TikTok that they're actually living. I said, okay, so I went and, checked the Airbnb. And next thing I know, my phone is blowing up on Airbnb app, telling me I'm a racist, telling me this, telling me that, nasty messages. And that went on the whole day, the whole night until today. Today is the 14th, okay? I'm still getting a lot of messages. And after that, people are messaging my social media, nasty, being a racist, okay? I get calls, I get emails. So basically, all of that. I understand, a lot of negative comments because people only saw a one-sided story. If they just know the whole story, then maybe they will react differently. And that's the reason why I'm making this video. This is my story. So the takeaway of this story is that the guest violated a lot of rules. As a host, we have rules. And on our listing, it says that if you violate these rules, then your reservation might be canceled. But you should have planned that properly. Please be honest to your host, because as a host, we understand. As a host, we have rules. And on our listing, it says that if you violate these rules, then your reservation might be canceled. And you can see that prior to you booking the property. And yes, it's a sad story. She's getting married. I'm just hoping that she's accountable of her actions since it is her big day. And I can understand, I'm a woman. Wedding is a big thing for us. But you should have planned that properly. And you should, next time you go, rent an Airbnb, please be honest to your host. Because as a host, we understand. The only thing that we're having concern is that when our guests are not telling us the truth, and then we'll just find out. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm hoping that you would also realize that you let down your wedding party list, with all the bridesmaids. When I saw the video, I felt so bad. And I said, why is she not telling me this? Why was she hiding it from me? Why she didn't tell me that those people are on her wedding parties, getting their hair done? Yes, they're very, very beautiful. Yes, and I feel so bad about it that, the situation, ended that way. I hope it did not, but I'm hoping that next time she'll understand that she has to communicate.
Hi guys, my name's Angel. I'm the bride from the Airbnb video that the hairstylist posted. I just want to get on here and tell my side. I'm only going to be giving y'all facts. Not much my opinions on everything, but yeah, just showing you guys some screenshots and getting my side of the story out. That's all. I also just want to say that I really, 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 really do appreciate every single person that defended me and supported me in my hairstylist comments, under that woman's video, in her comments, that messaged Airbnb, every single person, including Airbnb. They did completely resolve the situation effectively, professionally, and swiftly. And I am so happy with the outcome. And I appreciate you guys a lot. Without you, I don't think that any of this would have happened, especially with my hairstylist, Tierney. She was amazing hairstylist. She did her thing, and my girls looked very good on that day. And without her, this would not have happened. So I do want to thank Tierney as well. She did amazing. But yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys some brief screenshots and facts. But before I get started with that, for anybody, and I'm not saying that there are a whole bunch of people doing this, but for anybody that is going to, you know, the host's page to harass or bully her, just please don't, guys. The situation was fixed. It's fine. I'm okay. Okay, so number one, I knew that my venue was not going to let me until 12. At that point, I had to figure out a situation because I have 10 bridesmaids in total and they need to get their makeup done and they need to start like early in the morning, okay? Second, because I needed to figure something out, I went ahead and I told my dad, hey, I need to get an Airbnb or a hotel, whatever the case may be. Also, guys, the mysterious Everett that everybody's talking about is my dad. That's it. Also, I did not tell this woman that I was having my wedding, and I don't think I needed to. And honestly, that opinion is not going to change. It's not going to change. When I book an Airbnb, when I book a hotel, I don't tell them why I'm there or what I'm doing. Quite frankly, they don't need to know. All they need to know is that I'm staying there. That's it. Now, when I book the Airbnb, here is the policy. No gatherings of more than 6 people, up to 4 vehicles allowed on the property, no street parking. That's what was there. Again, I also saw 6 guests maximum allowed. This is what she sent me the morning of our check-in. Our check-in was supposed to be on the 12th. I didn't check until the 13th, the day of my wedding, because I went out the morning before. I didn't get back to Montgomery until 5 a.m. and I immediately went to bed. But if you want to read this, you can pause. It was a really nice message. I just said thank you back. Now, what you guys should know is that I have 10 bridesmaids in total. I was aware that it said 6 guests maximum. And I had created, or really my maid of honor and my matron of honor, shout out to them, they created a schedule for the bridesmaids to get there to do their makeup because I knew that I couldn't have more than 6 people there. My intention was to always have 6 people there. And for everybody who doesn't believe that we were really going to do rotations, we really were. My bridesmaid, my matron of honor, got the 4 wrong, but really it was 6 people. So I told them like groups of 3 and then let the next group know when you're going to be done. Yeah, so it would have been 3 people, me, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist. That makes 6. Also, this was sent at 8:32 p.m. on Friday. Now, guys, I got back to my Airbnb at like 5 in the morning because, like I said, I went out the night before. I immediately went to bed. I was tired and I was getting married in the morning. I went to bed, and then when I woke up around like 8 in the morning, I realized that there were more than 6 people. And I realized that that was against the rules. So I messaged her and I said, good morning, just wanted to let you know that I'm getting married today. My venue is 15 minutes down the road. I let her know that so that she knew that whenever we left, it would be quick, okay? Venue won't let me and my bridesmaids in yet, but will around 12 p.m. By that time, we should all be gone, as well as the cars. I just wanted to let you all know that so that you didn't think it was a party or anything. I apologize for the inconvenience. Please let me know if there's anything you need from me. And again, I apologize. I apologize twice, guys. I'm not a rude person. I understand this is somebody's place, and I don't want to do anything to make them uncomfortable. She said good morning. She congratulated me on my wedding day. She told me about the policy again, and said that it was strict. And she said that she wouldn't be able to, that says accommodate your requests. I understood. Did I understand? No, but I understood that this is her place, so if that's how she feels, then that's how she feels. I said, okay, do you know where they may be able to go since only 3.5 hours? I literally just needed somewhere for them to be for 3 hours, or 3, 4, I'm bad at math, whatever. I need them to be somewhere for a short amount of time. She said that she was checking and she asked how many there are. I said just 7. I know that for a fact in her video, it did not go through to her. So she did not see this. Guys, like I said, this Airbnb was in the middle of the forest. I'm a very type B person, so really that morning I was running off having no Wi-Fi and just doing whatever. But I did say that there were 7 people in the Airbnb. It just did not get to her, and I was running around doing stuff, so I didn't see that it didn't send. She then said, you can check Margaritaville. Like I said, guys, I just needed a place for 3.5 hours. My bridesmaids were going home after the wedding. I wanted to be with my husband. I said, because I was trying to clarify, they don't need a place to stay, just a place to wait until 12, and then they're leaving and not coming back. What I meant by that is not that they're leaving your house and not coming back. What I meant is that wherever they will be, they don't need to stay. They're not coming back. I said they aren't staying the night, just waiting. That's it. That's all I meant by that. And I can see how it may be misconstrued that I meant her place, but that's not what I meant. I just meant that I needed a place for them to be at for not an extended period of time. And she said that she understood and that it was again, and we weren't allowed on the property. La la. This was the rest of that message. I totally understand. Again, only 6 people allowed to be on the property, only 3 cars allowed to be on the property. I saw 4 and I showed you guys a screenshot, but whatever. No street parking and all IDs need to be submitted for all guests prior to check-in. These weren't guests. Again, they were visitors. They were not going to be there for more than like 4 hours that day. And these policies were on the listing that Everett agreed to upon booking. You're violating numerous policies of ours. I'll give you 30 minutes to vacate the property. Otherwise, the sheriff will be notified to vacate you from the property. And then she confirmed yesterday it's only 2 checking in. Yeah. She didn't clarify if she needed me to leave too. So I asked her, I said, are you talking about me too? She didn't respond back until like 8 or 9:35-ish. But I was trying to figure out what to tell my dad. Yeah. Then she finally responded and said yes. And so while I said I was upset, guys, but I wasn't gonna be cursing this woman out and doing the most, so I just said, awesome, I hope you have the day you deserve, after threatening to call the sheriff on a bride who was trying to have effective communication. Lovely conversation. I didn't talk to her ever again. This says Everett canceled the reservation, and that's that. Okay, any hoodles. So yeah, I thought that this was gonna be brief, but I don't think so, so I'll just do a part 2. Okay, y'all, this is my part 2, just to debunk some things. For one, this woman knew that it was my wedding from the moment I told her that was 8 a.m. on September 13th. That was my wedding day. Second, there were no cars in the road. Even then, I remember at a certain point, one of my bridesmaids, she literally came in and grabbed everybody's keys and said, hey, I'm going to move my car over because it was kind of in the middle of the driveway. She said, I'm going to move this car over and rearrange everybody's cars so that we're all fitting in the driveway. Why? Because we realized that the street was not like a street that you can just park on the side of. It was like a road, like a one-way road almost. It was really small, so she moved it so that nobody's cars are in the way and nobody got hit. I know that the makeup artist said that it was her brother that was the sheriff. I think she just misheard, not really trying to make anything up or anything. I genuinely just think she misheard what I said because it all happened in a rush and she was just trying to get the story out. That's it. But I was never told that it was her brother that was the sheriff. And I'm just clarifying that that's not correct. That's pretty much it. Also, I was not rude or nasty to her. I don't know where that claim was coming from. It was a very short-lived conversation and I had nothing to be rude or nasty about. Was my last message a little snippy? Yes, guys, you're stressing me out. It's my wedding day. Like, I don't know what you want from me. I'm a human being. Okay, guys, so the aftermath of all of that was that I called my dad, let him know what the situation was. He called Airbnb. Airbnb told him that they would be giving him a refund for half the stay. And they said, please go make a comment under this woman's listing because she is a problem host. And nobody ever really leaves a comment, so Airbnb can't do anything about it. However, I will say as of like 15 minutes ago, and I want to thank you guys because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten this recognition without you. But Airbnb did give us a full refund and a coupon for our next stay, and said that it was on them, and apologized for everything, congratulated me on my wedding. So for everybody saying I'm so wrong, there you have it. Guys, after that happened and I heard that my dad got his money back, I didn't care. I went to my maid of honor's hotel room. I took a shower. My bridesmaids and the makeup artist and the hairstylist all went out to go get breakfast, and they got a mimosa tower and they had the time of their lives. And we all met up at the venue at 12 o'clock. We got our hair and makeup done. I looked beautiful. I had my dream wedding. It was amazing. Everybody had fun, and I'm a married woman now. Anyways, guys, that's the story. That's pretty much it. There's not much more to it. It was very simple. I just want to thank every single person who was on the front lines and defending me. This was so great. And I want to thank whoever did reach out to Airbnb or told them, hey, this is wrong what this woman was doing. I really do appreciate it. And helping my parents get their money back. And just giving me justice. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys really do roll for me. Anyway, love you guys. Love everybody that supported me. I appreciate it. I hope that this is all over. It was definitely resolved on my end. I never want to hear about this woman or speak about her or hear from her again, unless it's an apology. And I just want to move on with my life. I am married now, and I really want to enjoy the beginning of my marriage. I'm going on my honeymoon next week, and I just want all this drama to be over. But again, I really do appreciate and love you guys so much, and thank you for supporting me, and thank you for watching my video. Okay, bye. Also, just another thing, thank you so much, Airbnb. I really do appreciate you guys trying to resolve the issue and being professional and swift and investigating. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, now, really, bye.
This video is definitely going to have a part 2 because I want you guys to hear what people have to say about this also. But you guys, now, this is what I think. An Airbnb host stated in their rules that they cannot take more than 6 guests. And there are a certain number of cars that they can allow. And you guys have, passed these 2 numbers that they stated. Even though you said, oh, you made it known to them, that doesn't make it okay. And that is why I feel like some countries are not functioning. Why? Because it's so hard for us to adhere to rules. Rules are supposed to be rules. When a person says this, that is how it ought to be. Now, you're expecting them to understand because it's your wedding, it's your special day. They don't give a flying to cent because they have made you know what their rules are. Also, the Airbnb is for 6 people, but when they are going to book it, they booked it as just 2 individuals, the person who booked and his guests. So, I mean, IDs were not tendered. So this host has every right to act whatever way she acted. Now, we're going to find out in the next part what transpired further. I'm going to let you guys know, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.